do a test real fast. Make sure the mics and everything is good. Was that first time using this Twitch studio situation? So yeah, bear with me just a second. All right. And how about now? Mic check. Okay, yeah, we good. It's our first time doing this whole Twitch studio thing. So you know we about to get down. First time us doing a podcast here on Twitch. We usually do it over there at YouTube. Be sure to follow the YouTube page, Mastermind RGTV. There we go. And we lit. What's good, world? It's your boy Mastermind, man. And listen, this is the weekday drop, baby. Listen, man. So like we got to talk about, man. I even got it all just cornered in right here. So listen, man. We're gonna jump in and talk about a bunch of stuff. But we are now here over at Twitch. Shout out to Spotify and Anchor. We're here at the podcast. Twitch, y'all probably new here, but be sure to check out the podcast on all platforms. Realgamer. For all the podcast people, man, we over here at Twitch, live on Twitch, first time, well, second time actually, but we lit, man. Follow the Twitch page, Master23Mind, TikTok, Master23Mind, IG, Master23Mind, and Mastermind RGTV, and YouTube, Mastermind RGTV. Let's jump right into it, folks. Listen, man, E3 is on the horizon. Summer Game Fest is on the horizon. It's about to be lit, man. Listen, man, they canceled the, I won't say council. They pushed back the God of War. That's one of the things I wanted to come in here and really talk about. I'm a little sad, but I'm not mad because of the fact that, you know what I'm saying, hey, get it right. You feel what I'm saying? Let them go ahead and take their time working on that God of War. They pushed it back to 2022. That's okay. You know what I'm saying? Especially because we don't want a situation to where it's going to be like Cyberpunk 2077. I always got to use that game as an example now because for the mere fact that, you know what I'm saying, that game came out, the anticipations was up here, and it fell through the roof. So, you know what I'm saying, I got to use that because we're seeing a new God of War that's going to be running on PS4 and PS5. So, by it running on last gen, it's going to be like, yo, will last gen be able to handle it? That's the thing. So, you know what I'm saying? I ain't mad at them. It's going to be a great game because when God of War first came out, you know what I'm saying? It rarely had any bugs. You know what I'm saying? It was damn near perfect. It was almost a perfect release. I really can't complain when God of War first came out. So, you know, whatever they're trying to fix out, whatever time they need to fix the loops, the hoops, go ahead and do that. I'm a little sad because I was like, yo, we getting Horizon Zero done. I'm with Summer. I always call it that because that's the name of the first one. But we're getting Horizon, the second one. You know what I'm saying? We getting Ratchet and Clank. You feel what I'm saying? We'll probably get Horizon probably right around November. Probably November. I would say November, September, October, around that time maybe. And God of War would have been just perfect to come out in December. You know what I'm saying? So it was like, and then, you know, we're getting this whole new GTA upgraded, like upgrade version, not GTA 6, but an enhanced version. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thinking of course more, but those are like the top 3 or 4 that comes to head right now. And it's like, yo, God of War would have been perfect to drop in December. So it's like, you know, it's cool because we still getting some great games coming out this year for the next gen. You know what I'm saying? And the Horizon gonna be for old gen. So with that being said, it's like, yo, wait a minute, man. Will the PS4 really be able to handle these games? That's what I'm really, really worried about because, yo, my PS4, I have the PS4 Pro and it runs, it sounds like a jet. Running, you know what I'm saying, very, very high powerful games. It sounds like a jet engine. You know what I'm saying? So imagine next gen games that originally supposed to come out on next gen. It's like, hey, we're bringing the last gen. That's cool and all, but if my PlayStation is loud running these games, imagine how loud it's going to be running something new like that. So my question is, will these games be able to run properly on the PS4? You know what I'm saying? We seen what was going on with Cyberpunk 2077. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, hey, I ain't tripping because I got a PS5. But, you know, hey, I'm happy because for the people that still have last gen consoles, still get to experience great games. You know what I'm saying? So that's key, man. And I'm pretty happy that they're doing that. But it's like, yo, I don't know if it's going to really be able to handle that, you know? But I ain't mad about the God of War getting pushed back to 2022. Take your time, make sure it's right. And I'm pretty sure they're going to do a great job at doing what they do best. And that's releasing a game that don't have a lot of bugs, and that just is good when they, when they first drop it. They don't drop the ball on a lot of stuff. So I'm pretty pumped about that. The guys that made Days Gone, they're actually working on a new IP too. So it's like, yo, we got Summer Game Fest and we got E3. So it's like, we're gonna see some great stuff happening during just this month of June and next month also. You know what I'm saying? We're going to see some great games coming out. And with these guys, because, a lot of people want Days Gone 2. You know what I'm saying? Some people were saying, yo, man, drop the Days Gone 2. I'm like, yo, that game was okay, but I just got tired of running out of gas. But, a lot of people want Days Gone 2, especially now since it's released on PC. You know what I'm saying? It's getting more exposure. So it's a great game, but these guys are working on something completely new. So we're not going to get a Days Gone 2. I'm not too mad if we don't. Keep that where it's at. I'm interested to see what new they got working on, and let's just go with that, who knows? We may get not even a sneak peek, but they may just pop on the screen and say, this is the title of the new game that we're working on, and then just go off. So you never know what we're going to get this Summer Game Fest or E3. You know what I'm saying? Moving on to a couple stuff I got balled up here I want to talk about. PS3 still getting updates. Yo, it was a firmware update, but the thing is, I'm like, what possibly could they be doing for the PS3? Why would the PS3 get an update? That's the interesting part. And I really question it, because it's like, okay, some of these games, they actually, shut down, took off servers or whatnot, some PS3 games or whatnot, and canceled out. So it's like, all of the homebrew custom builders out there that's hacking into the PS3s and all that, this new update is definitely going to mess those guys up. Maybe that's why they sent out the update. I'm interested to see why, we even got an update for PS3, but that's something I definitely want to look into. I'm actually thinking about loading up. My PS3 is still over there next to my PS5 and PS4. I'm thinking about loading that joke up, man, updating, see what the update is about. It's a firmware update, not really sure. But when I seen it, I was like, really? Why? To stop the hackers, maybe the homebrew guys? Like, no, man, no, don't do it. Speaking of something else, man, Gran Turismo 7. I found out that that's coming to PS4 too. And again, I'm like, yo, I'm not mad, because PS4 people get to experience these great games. But it's like, yo, these games look amazing on the 5. How is the PS4 going to run and handle these games? That's what I'm a little bit like, yo, so you got God of War, Horizon, Gran Turismo 7, all 3 of those games coming to PS4. Good to know and good to see, but how in the hell is it going to run? It's going to sound like a jet engine. I don't even want to try it. But a Gran Turismo 7, I'm pretty pumped for that. I'm hoping that they show. So this is my. But let me push everything I want to go to the side. I'm gonna go into a rant a little bit. This is my Sony hope for Summer Game Fest and E3. I'm hoping that we get more preview about Gran Turismo 7. I'm hoping we may get a them talking about God of War. Probably not show us too much, but probably just talking about it. That'll be interesting to even have. Maybe they can interview one of the guys on Summer Game Fest about the new God of War. But I'm really hoping we see gameplay of Gran Turismo 7. I'm pretty sure we're going to see some more gameplay of Ratchet and Clank. I'm pretty sure we're going to see Horizon. Pretty sure on that. This No Man's Sky update looks really good. So that's going to probably be showing at E3 or Summer Game Fest, most likely. Probably just something for people to play, Most definitely probably the Final Fantasy 7. They'll probably be showing a little bit of that because, that's being re-released for the PS5 update or whatever. And I'm interested to see how that, because that's going, like, it already looked it really good on PS4. But I was like, yo, the graphics, like on PS4, the details and all that stuff, I'm hoping and wondering, will they fix all that stuff coming over to the PS5? So it's like, okay, these are some great games, you know what I'm saying? Momentum and everything building up, especially games like God of War, Horizon, Ratchet and Clank, Gran Turismo 7. These are all AAA title games, you know what I'm saying? Like exclusives. You know what I'm saying? The Xbox users do a great job at world premiere at E3 with Xbox. Now, something you don't want to sleep on, man, is Xbox. Don't sleep on Xbox at E3. Xbox usually do a pretty good job at world premieres and showing some exciting things at E3. So don't sleep on Xbox during E3. I wouldn't be surprised if we get gameplay footage of the new Halo. They gotta come out showing a new Halo. Maybe some Perfect Dog. They gotta, you know what I'm saying? If to make Xbox a strong foundation in E3 this year, I have to be Halo, Perfect Dark, and a new Xbox IP. I would just say those three things. That's what's gonna make Xbox a strong foundation in E3 and the Summer Game Fest. Mostly the E3. I'm just gonna say those three things. That'll be great for Xbox. Again, for PlayStation, you know what I'm saying, gameplay footage of a lot of stuff that they got dropping this year. You know what I'm saying? PlayStation is already doing a good job at dropping very good exclusive titles this year. The first year for, you know what I'm saying, next gen to be dropping. I don't think Xbox dropped a lot. I don't even think, I was reading something online, I don't think they even dropped any yet. So, I'm pretty pumped for it, man. And y'all already know how I feel about Nintendo. Nintendo, again, my three hitters for Nintendo is for them to set a strong foundation for E3. They're going to have to show Breath of the Wild 2. And this whole new Nintendo Switch Pro, they're going to have to show it. We don't want to see, they're going to have to show it. They're going to have to. Especially if they're talking about it's going to be, you know what I'm saying, in production line by August or whenever, or this summer or whatever, they're going to have to show it. So, Metroid Prime 4, Breath of the Wild 2, and this new Nintendo Switch Pro. That's my three for Nintendo, three for PlayStation. We are kind of already know what PlayStation is kind of going. VR is another one for PlayStation. I forgot about that. VR. If they show, I'm pretty sure they're gonna show more VR stuff for the PS5. That's gonna be exciting to see. And I already gave my Xbox top 3 I would like to see for right now. That things may change. We may get some stuff before E3. You never know. But y'all stay tuned for that. No Man's Sky update looks really good. Speaking of No Man's Sky update, the AMD I was looking at the NVIDIA press conference. AMD had one too. I didn't get a chance to look at too much of the AMD one, but I was looking at with the graphics card. So this whole Fidelity X FX, I hope I pronounced that right. Yo, it's looking good. It's looking real good. But see, my thing is, that's only for PC. Are they going to send, are they working side by side with PlayStation and Microsoft to send out these updates to the is this stuff capable on the consoles? That's my question. And you know what I'm saying, thoughts on that. Like what they were showing in the video, the whole DLSS, and now at AMD with this Fidelity FX, that stuff look good, but is this stuff, you know, available for the consoles? That's my thing. So I decided to kind of see about that. I'm really pumped about this Final Fantasy. Let me go to talk about this Final Fantasy 7 real fast. I'm really pumped about this Final Fantasy 7 coming to PS5 because of the mere fact it already looked pretty good on PS4. Yes, they needed to fix a lot of the details in Final Fantasy 7. You know what I'm saying? And plus, we still got a part 2 that got to come. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yo, it looks good, play good, but it's missing small things. And that detailed graphics, they should be ashamed themselves on that. Like, the detailed graphics on Final Fantasy 7 on PS4, I was so disappointed. So disappointed. Because those detailed graphics look like some shit to come off PS2, man. And I'm like, yo, they know they could have did better on this. It's like they just put it in the game. It's like, we're not going to worry about that. Let's focus on making the characters look good in the world. And it was like, okay, cool. But these little details that we easily see got to be fixed. So for PS5, I'm hoping that they fix a lot of this stuff. I know when it comes out on PC, once PlayStation get, you know, their little yearly license over with Square Enix with Final Fantasy 7, we all know it's going to come to PC and Xbox or whatever, probably 2022, 2023 sometime. And when it comes to PC, yo, that would be the perfect opportunity to really capitalize on graphics for Final Fantasy 7. Because now, don't get me wrong, Final Fantasy 7 graphics, like I said, it looks amazing on PS4. Don't get me wrong. But we talking about, hey, the new Final Fantasy. Oh, yeah, and also at E3. If they show this new Final Fantasy, I kind of lose counts with all the Final Fantasy numbers or whatnot. But the new one that they showed when PS5 was first dropping, don't forget about that Final Fantasy. When I seen that Final Fantasy, I was like, yo, I think it's like Final Fantasy 16, something like that. But when I seen that one, I was like, yo, this the one. This the one. This one has the capability to being something like 10, you know, or another 7. Because now, ooh, you know, it's gonna be really cool. They're not gonna do this. But I'm just praying that, yo, if we get a freaking Final Fantasy X remake. Because think about it. Ooh, maybe onto something. Because think about it. Final Fantasy VII was one of the greats. That's why, you know, we all love that one. That's one that we all wanted. You know what I'm saying? And it got a remake. And we're happy and it looks real good. Now, of course, that remake was in the making for years. But imagine a Final Fantasy X running like Final Fantasy VII remake. Final Fantasy VII remake, I mentioned that because it looks good. Now imagine a Final Fantasy X remake looking just like that, or even better than that. That's my hopes, because I don't think you understand. That's my hopes, but it might not happen. But that's my hopes, because my favorite two Final Fantasy games was 10 and 7. You know, so. And my top 3 Final Fantasies, I would say Final Fantasy X, Final Fantasy 7, and then the one that was on PS3, 12 or 13, and then 7. Those are my top 3 Final Fantasies. So if we can get a 10 remake and they show it at E3, oh man, freaking mind blowing! You couldn't tell me the people wouldn't be pumped. That's why I'm so excited about E3 and Summer Game Fest, because some stuff, you know what I'm saying, being behind the curtains is like, yo, what are you working on? You know, and I know it's going to be great. So I'm pretty pumped for it. But this month, man, I wrote it down to just amp up the hype. So we got June 10th, Final Fantasy VII for PS5. We got June 11th, Ratchet and Clank. We got the 25th, the whole Mario Golf. Now, look, I ain't no golf person, but that new Mario Golf looks pretty good. I ain't gonna front. Now, previous episodes on the podcast before I was talking about this whole Mario Golf, and hey, not bad. Not bad at all. It looks pretty good. I may have to go in there and throw me a couple swings, you know. It looks pretty good. So we got 25th for Mario Golf. On the 11th, I don't know what this is. Game Builder. I'm not really sure what that is. But 25th, we got Scarlet's Nexus. Not really sure what that is either. And we got the 24th Windows event. Now, this is an interesting one because Windows is holding an event on the 24th. So, they're going to be talking about, you know, new operating system or whatever, new things in the Windows OS. Now, my thing is, I think this is going to be great because they're going to show out if they do it right. Think about it. We got Game Pass. We got crossplay, you know what I'm saying, PC, Xbox. So, and VR, of course, getting better. And, of course, the HoloLens, AR. So, with that being said, who knows? This Windows event may just cross right in with the Xbox event. Who knows? They may be like, you know, hey, with this Windows event, they probably announce, you know what I'm saying, HoloLens may be compatible. Now I'm just kind of reaching out because, again, my philosophy is go all in. Go all in. Don't hold nothing back. We know the technology is here. We know the technology is available. Let's make it available for everyone. Go all in. So, who knows? This whole Microsoft show may HoloLens be compatible with the new Xbox. Never know. You never know. The operating system may be a little more easier compatible with Xbox. VR. Like, you never know. You feel what I'm saying? So, I'm actually pretty interested to see what this Windows event may do, not just on the PC end, but how is it going to cross on the console gamer end. It's going to be dope. So, you never really know. I'm actually, because when I seen it, I said, oh, Windows got an event? The same way how, you know, Google do their events, be some pretty cool stuff. Same way how Apple do their events, it be some pretty cool stuff. Like, hey, yo, Apple with the arcade thing. You know, Apple may be at E3 doing the whole arcade thing. A lot of indies or whatnot, you know what I'm saying, have some great games on mobile. You feel what I'm saying? So, hey, and speaking of mobile gaming is picking up. Again, I've been speaking about mobile gaming for the past 4 years now. Mobile gaming is something that's like, yo, don't sleep on mobile gaming. Is these little phones are really powerful. And they're not getting no weaker. You know what I'm saying? We basically have a console in our hand with these phones. You know, especially with the whole Xbox Cloud thing, attach a freaking phone to the controller. Oh, done deal. So again, going back to the Windows event, you never know what Windows may kind of slide on through there. Then, you know what I'm saying, hand to hand with the Bethesda deal, going into, you know what I'm saying, Xbox do a really good job at world premieres or whatnot, doing their shows on E3. You never know. So again, man, E3 is gonna be pretty dope, man. I'm pretty pumped about it, man. But my hopes is we keep getting rumors about Resident Evil 4. You know what I'm saying, Resident Evil 4 remake. I'm hoping we see that. I'm hoping we see a Resident Evil 4 remake. These is just my top hopes and future hopes. Resident Evil 4 remake. Square Enix is already working on about four games already. You know what I'm saying? Talked about that on previous segments. I'm interested to see whatever 4 games they working on. We know new Final Fantasy. We know Final Fantasy 7. The whole upgrade thing coming for PS5. We know about that, and something with the Ninja Gaiden team, and I think another Final Fantasy or something like that. So we probably won't get a Final Fantasy X remake. That's just my hopes. I just throwed it out there, speaking into existence. But let's see. I'm hoping that they show Metroid. I'm hoping we see Breath of the Wild 2. I'm not a big fan of the Switch Pro because I want a new Nintendo console, not Switch. I want a new Nintendo console. But I am interested to see, what is capable of and the details of it, how it looks or whatnot, the technology and everything behind it, and crossplay for Nintendo. We need Nintendo really need the strengthening their network services, and they've already started upgrading, network servers or whatnot. So which is good. We need to see more strong Nintendo IPs come out, new IPs. We know y'all got a closet full of characters and everything already ready to go, but what about the new Nintendo stuff? Is Nintendo working with, let's say, they just said a new IP team that a couple guys from. I'm waiting to see a game like Horizon, Uncharted on Nintendo. And I say that because Horizon is not necessarily, is it a rated M? I don't think it's a rated M for mature game. Uncharted's not a rated M for mature game. Now we know Nintendo, has got better with rated M for mature games, but they, mostly focus on rated teen and rated E for everyone. So with that being said, what if we get a couple guys that used to work on Horizon, team at Naughty Dogs, and team from such and such from PlayStation or whatever to come work on a new IP for Nintendo, and then Nintendo show it. Check this out. That'll be perfect. That'll be really freaking perfect. Now that I think this and just talk about it, showing a new. We're going to just call it a new Nintendo Switch. A Switch Pro. Showing the Switch Pro with a glimpse of Metroid. A more into depth of Breath of the Wild 2. And then a new IP from the makers, from a couple makers of people from like Naughty Dog, Horizon, great games like that coming from PlayStation. We need a new IP for Nintendo for this new Switch Pro. Think about it. If Switch Pro can continue to, make the classic games on Switch look good, which they're gonna do, and come out with, their closet full of great characters of games. But what if they drop us a new IP? You know what I'm saying? Something we're not even expecting. I'm waiting for Nintendo to make moves like that. Go all in. Go all in. What's the point of holding back? Go all in. So a new IP for Nintendo would be great to see. I'm interested to see what Xbox is going to really, really bring to the table. We know the Bethesda deal is going to be something that's going to be like, okay, what you got? You know what I'm saying? So I don't too much care for Banjo-Kazooie, but if we get, check this out. What if Xbox and Nintendo work together for a rare game? A rare game, speaking of something like a Banjo-Kazooie. Because remember, that stuff was on Nintendo back in the day. You feel what I'm saying? So instead of a new IP, what if they revamp and work with Xbox on some old IPs like Banjo-Kazooie? Only for Nintendo and Xbox. I think for these guys to really tackle a juggernaut like PlayStation, they're going to have to work together. And for them to work together and really make something happen, going all in, will be something great. Like teaming up on something like a Banjo-Kazooie, something like a Perfect Dark. You know what I'm saying? We know we getting golden out from the guys that make Hitman. We're probably going to see that at E3. I almost forgot about that. We're probably going to see some of that at E3 or Summer's Game Fest. Preview of the GoldenEye that they're working on. So it's all about exclusives, right? If PlayStation got so many exclusives already lined up, what if Microsoft and Nintendo work together on maybe 2-3 games to bring to their consoles first before coming out on PlayStation, or not even coming out on PlayStation, just only for Xbox and Nintendo? I don't think we really have that. At this point, I think it's just exclusive just for Microsoft, exclusive just for PlayStation, exclusive just for Nintendo. I think, that, and of course we got third-party people like Sega. They usually deal and dabble with all three of them. But I think something like that would be a really great move, not just to go against a big juggernaut like Sony, but it'd be great news for Nintendo, because Nintendo audience over here, we already know about Banjo-Kazooie. So you bringing that to Nintendo, especially when Nintendo is about to drop a new Nintendo Switch Pro, perfect. Xbox, they need some IP love over here. All them studios Xbox done bought up, they're working on something. We know that. But what if you can revamp an IP that was already, you know what I'm saying, it ain't bad. I'm not a big Banjo-Kazooie fan, but at the same time, it's not a bad game. You know what I'm saying? So I think something like that would actually be really dope. Give it some more thought. And now that I really think about it, I'm thinking about other games that was under like the Rare umbrella. What other games? Of course, there's a couple other studios that Nintendo used to dabble with, and it could be vice versa. What if Nintendo and Sony, you know what I'm saying, work together on something for a mobile release, Nintendo release, and a PlayStation release, and just don't come to Xbox? I think at this point in time, if you're not necessarily working with each other to come out for, you know what I'm saying, more for competition. I say more for competition, because at the end of the day, they want everybody to play together. That's where cross-platform and all this stuff come in. But I'm looking at it from more of a back in the day competition mindset, to where we was like, yo, we got these exclusive over here. And it makes it fun, because you got exclusive over here from PlayStation, you got exclusive over here from Xbox, exclusive from Nintendo. So my thing is, what if they start to work together? You know who need to work together to really go up against these guys and do something? Google, Amazon, and Apple. They need to work. I'm probably really giving them some gems away now, and I really think about it. Those three guys need to work together on a exclusive IP. Something that's going to be really catchy. Something that's going to be really good. That's going to go up against PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, and make us all say, I need to invest in the Google Stadia. I need to invest in a Apple TV to play this game on Apple Arcade. I need to invest in this new Amazon console. Because at this point, it's all about games. It's all about games, and what I mean by that, IPs. You know what I'm saying? We know Nintendo got Mario or whatnot. We know PlayStation got Uncharted. We know Xbox got Halo. What do Google Stadia have? What do Amazon new console have? What do Apple Arcade have? Something that we're excited and we're ready to see. I can't think. I'll wait. I can't think of anything great that these three guys have that Nintendo, Xbox, and Sony have. So I think that'll be a good move, especially if mobile gaming is coming to something great like it's already been. Wouldn't be bad. Apple, Amazon, and Google wouldn't be bad at all. So getting into that thought thinking of like, yo, E3 is gonna be really good this year. Summer Game Fest is gonna be really good this year. So I'm pretty excited for it all, man. So y'all know how we rock, man. I get deep into thinking of gaming. It's like, yo, these guys can really make some things happen. And now I'm thinking like, yo, the whole Unreal Engine 5, yes, those games look amazing. Nintendo, you need to get with Unreal Engine to remaster a freaking Arcade of Time. PlayStation got all these remasters, remakes. You know what I'm saying? Nintendo, learn from these guys, man, and go ahead and drop a Legend of Zelda remake, remastered, running on Unreal Engine. Drop the mic, man. But I'm gonna start mentioning that a lot more. Oh man, I think we went over the time limit on the anchor here, man. It's all cool though. It's cool. It's cool. Y'all just got an exclusive drop. But listen, man, we'll be back for more of the podcast here, man. I usually don't go over, but I had to get into that little rant. But we'll be back for more here of the podcast on all platforms. Realgamer, baby. Spotify. I'm sorry, y'all just cut me off at 29 minutes. But we're here on Twitch and YouTube. Be sure to follow the Twitch page, Master23Mind, the YouTube page, Mastermind RGTV, and Realgamer on all platforms. That's the podcast. And we'll be back. Let me go check this thing out at Anchor, man, because I was getting into some things that, it was getting really deep. Game on, baby, and stay tuned for more. We out.